Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer, and this is my lovely co-host Jacob.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about whatever we pull out of this bowl. By the way, if you haven't seen the warning, we use swear words and we're sarcastic. So if you don't like that stuff, don't watch. Okay, you've been warned.
I wanted to just swear right up.
Fuck.
Fuck.
All right.
Fuck everything.
Here we go. Oh, all right, let's see. Ooh, knitting. This is going to be so boring.
For me.
Knitting.
I like cool.
Let's not talk about that one.
Right. We could.
I mean, we totally could, but I mean, seriously, here, this one fell out.
All right, use the one that fell out.
See,
Cooking shows. After a rollicking start.
We're super fucking lame. Okay, fine. Let's talk about knitting and cooking shows. Okay. So, could you imagine knitting on a cooking show? Like, dude, seriously. You got your pot of spaghetti going here, and you're just knitting your scarf.
Into the spaghetti.
Into the spaghetti. Oh, you could knit spaghetti.
I'm certain somebody's done that. I'll have to look it up on YouTube. Because they've made bacon weave.
For real?
Woven bacon together, and you just weave it into like a sheet. You've not seen that? Shit. So I can assume you can do it with spaghetti.
My God! Woven bacon is like the best thing I've ever heard of right now. What do you use woven bacon for?
Well, it was on Epic Mealtime.
Oh, so, cooking shows?
Cooking shows.
Okay.
Cooking shows. We transcended this. No, they use it. I think they made funnel like I can't remember what they made, but they use it for everything. Like if you need to coat something in bacon, make a bacon weave and just put the whole bacon weave.
So like if you're making a meatloaf,
yeah,
put a bacon weave. So do you have to bake the weave first?
Yes.
Like how does it? Okay.
Yep. And it showed how they do it. They just lay it all out and it's interwoven until it's like a lattice work of bacon.
And then you bake it so that it has some structural integrity.
As a sheet of bacon.
Gotcha.
And then you can use it to coat things. I know they've wrapped it. I think they did it like bacon ice cream cones with like mashed potatoes and gravy in a bacon cone. Okay,
no! You had me at bacon ice cream cone until you put mashed potatoes and gravy in it.
It's Epic Mealtime. It's all sorts of crazy stuff.
No! No! Okay, but seriously though, a bacon ice cream cone? Mm-hmm. That would be amazing.
Without the ice cream.
No, with the ice cream.
Ooh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, no, with the ice cream.
That's two great tastes that don't taste great together. What kind of ice cream are you eating with bacon?
No. What kind of ice cream are you eating with bacon?
What kind of ice cream are you eating with
Every
bacon?
kind of ice cream you're eating with bacon.
No.
Like, seriously. Chocolate?
No.
Dark chocolate? Which, by the way, dark chocolate is a sin against nature, but whatever.
I got this plate.
Ooh. Butter pecan? Yeah, whatever.
Dark chocolate is awesome.
You have no taste.
No, you have no taste. Miss Milk Chocolate is everything. Milk chocolate is an abomination. Now maybe some like maple pecan ice cream.
Well, that's what. Yeah, I just say butter pecan? If I didn't, I meant to.
I don't know. I wasn't listening. I was looking for my plate.
Yeah, I don't know. Butter pecan in a bacon cone would be amazing.
I don't know.
It would be amazing.
I still think the mashed potatoes and gravy would be good.
If you try it, you have to let us know.
Like a poutine cone.
In a cone? No. You had me at poutine. You lost me at cone.
Well, it's a bacon cone.
No.
Yeah. No. Well, what about if you took a bowl?
Yeah.
Put the bacon weave in the bowl.
Yep.
And then put the poutine in that.
Yeah. I dig that. I can dig that. But as a cone, no. I just have a thing with cones. They need to have ice cream in them. What else do you eat in a cone besides ice cream? You don't eat anything else in a cone besides ice cream.
If you could find a way to make the bacon while it's still pliable and then bake it again so that it's crispy in a bowl shape and have a bacon bowl, like a taco salad.
Yeah,
that sort of bowl?
Now we're talking. Bacon bowl, bitches.
Knitting leads to bacon weave, which leads to cooking.
And leads to bacon bowls.
It works.
Bitches.
It works.
Yeah. So, okay, but speaking of cooking shows.
Cooking shows.
Since we're, sort of trying to stay on topic.
Yeah, more specific.
speaking of cooking shows, what do you think about these shows where they have, like, the little kids cooking?
I don't like them.
Why not?
It's personal preference, obviously, but when I'm watching a cooking show, I would prefer watching myself, well, not myself, watching one person or a group of dedicated people creating a recipe and showing you how to create this recipe.
Okay, so, but that's not just kids then. You're talking about any of these cooking shows where there's competitions?
Those are different. See, kids...
Well, but that's what they do on these kids shows, is they're basically the competition shows, but the kids are competing instead of adults.
All right, I don't want to watch kids.
Okay, there you go.
I
mean, you know, it's true. I know you hate children.
I hate
it's
children.
True. Yeah,
But no, even in that example, look at Iron Chef. We'll use Iron Chef. Mm-hmm. Those chefs are chefs. They know their shit.
Right.
Whereas you got, Danny and Jane, and they're going to cook something, and they don't know shit, and there's an egg on the wall.
You're talking about little kids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about the cooking shows where, like, I feel like Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen show is almost like that, but are those guys actual chefs?
I don't know. I hate Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Gordon Ramsay either.
Gordon Ramsay has that when he's actually a chef and when he's not being a character.
Yeah, when he's not being a dick.
Yeah, when he's not being a dick, he's an okay chef.
Okay.
But all of the stuff like, Worst Kitchen or Save My Restaurant or all that bullshit, it's the reality show bullshit. Play this character, be this asshole. Oh, God.
Sorry.
And people, Gordon Ramsay, he ripped into these people. He's just, one, they set it up so that it's television.
Right.
So that's the reality show.
So cooking shows need to be cooking shows, is what you're saying.
They need to be cooking shows. I grew up, sorry.
Okay, no, I just wanted to say, just to swing back to the kids for a second, I was kind of like you at first where I was like, I don't want to watch kids cook. Kids don't know what the fuck they're doing. This is boring as hell. Like, sure, little Jane is adorable and she just made this pile of something that, who knows what it is, and now you have to pretend like it's awesome.
Good job, kid. Look at that shit you made.
But on the other hand, as a kid who was never taught how to cook, I think it's kind of cool that they're doing cooking shows that have kids on there actively cooking, because when I was a kid, I know a lot of people get taught how to cook by their parents. Like, this is the family recipe, we're going to show you. Or kids are maybe smarter than I was and pay attention and learn how to cook some of the family stuff. I was never taught how to cook anything as a kid.
You just had to observe.
So as I got older, it was like, well, shit, I don't even know how to make a pot of rice. Like, what the hell? I know nothing. And so I had to, figure it all out for myself as I got older. But if you start kids out early and teach them how to cook, then not only are they more equipped for being an adult, but they're potentially more likely to eat healthier. Mm-hmm. Because instead of grabbing that can of SpaghettiOs because I don't know how to make curried chicken,
pop it in,
or because I don't know how to make whatever, home cooking meal I had. So kids might eat healthier if they actually knew how to cook.
That's true.
I mean, I think it's kind of cool, but it's not something I would watch. But I also don't have children. So if I had kids, I would probably, not only because of my past experience, have them in the kitchen with me, potentially, while I was cooking once they reach an age, but also maybe have them watching some of these shows on TV where the kids are actually cooking and,
See, and I suppose I should preface now that we're already through the conversation.
Fine.
I haven't seen what you're talking about.
I haven't.
So I'm really trying to put something together in my head, and all I'm seeing is like a cooking show, which in itself is I would think, a difficult set.
Right.
And now you're herding cats that are children.
Right.
Through that set. Okay, let's have you do this.
Right.
Now,
sure.
I've seen a couple where it was the chef's show, and they would periodically have their children help out.
Jada has done that, and
Gordon Ramsay has done that.
Has he? Okay.
Done that with
Pioneer
his kids.
Woman has done that,
and it's like, now that's different because the chef is guiding the children, and they are basically acting as like the sous chefs.
Right.
Like, here, I'm making the meal, but you're helping me.
Right. You stir this, you measure this.
Do that.
Right. Sure.
And then, hey, what do we do now? What's the next step? And then the kid is quizzed.
Right.
But, like, I don't know. I'm picturing, like, a large studio with people in the audience, and they've got like 12 kids. And
well, from what I've seen, it is a large studio with a studio audience, but it's like 6 kids. Mm-hmm. And I would assume, here I am, I guess, talking about something I haven't completely watched. I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never stuck around and watched the whole thing. So I would assume that they have some assistance from actual chefs. You know, adults need to be supervising this. But yeah, right. You know, or setting things on fire or whatever. But yeah, so it's not as chaotic as you think.
Picture. Okay. Yeah, I just have no frame of reference for that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but that's good. Kids should be in the kitchen.
Right.
Teach them how to do this stuff.
Absolutely.
To, just to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Absolutely. And it helps, too, because I feel like here's a slightly deeper bit than we really need to go into, I guess, with cooking shows. But I feel like there's a disconnect among not just American children, but a lot of Americans in general with regards to where our food comes from.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we get so many things pre-made or processed all to hell to the point where you have no idea what animal or plant or whatever it may have come from. So to have kids in the kitchen helps them understand that this was a chicken or this was a zucchini, or, you know, it helps them know where their food is coming from and what exactly it is that they're eating. Because let's be honest, we eat a lot of stuff that we don't know what it is anymore.
Yeah, and just to not to go off on a huge tangent, but there is no problem with getting prepackaged meals.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because, I mean...
No problem with prepackaged meals.
If you're, single or married and you're both working or busy, you just don't have the time. And a lot of this production is, it takes a lot of time and effort to make a decent meal.
Absolutely.
So not gonna dig on buying prepackaged stuff, and sometimes that's just cheaper too.
Oh, almost all the time it's cheaper. I mean, it depends on what you're making, but yeah, absolutely. I have no problem with popping open a can of SpaghettiOs or eating some ramen or some macaroni and cheese, Kraft macaroni and cheese. But
it's being able to do the stuff beyond that.
Right.
Like, okay, I've got a weekend, I've got some free time.
Right.
Do I want to pop open this box of Kraft macaroni and cheese and be done in 10 minutes?
Right.
Or I've got all this stuff. Let's
Right.
make something.
Right.
And it's like with anything else. Like with my coffee. I make my coffee and it's a ritual. It's not just I pour out my coffee. I got to go through all the little steps.
Yep.
And that's just as valuable as drinking and making the coffee itself. So
absolutely.
like with any meal, I mean, taking a box, dumping it in a pan, calling it good, that's great. You've got your food, you're good, you can move on to whatever next. But sometimes it's great to just set aside and take that time for the ritual and make yourself a decent
You're more
meal.
aware of what you're eating.
You're aware of what you're eating.
And that's
you're aware of
important,
what
too.
work went into it.
Absolutely.
And it's something if people don't think about it like this,
it's
something you built
made
with your hands.
Exactly.
You created
You
this.
have crafted this yourself.
You might not be an artist, you might not be a
Absolutely.
writer, you might not be a famous musician.
And it might not be anything fancier than a pot of chili or, maybe some homemade mac and cheese or just some spaghetti. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but you created it yourself and you took the time to go through and do everything involved.
Even if you don't share it with anybody else, you made it.
Exactly.
You know what you did with it.
Exactly, and you made it for yourself
and you can
or
enjoy
for
it.
others. Exactly.
Just like knitting.
Just like knitting!
Oh, God.
Woo! All right, we'll work on having a more stable camera next time. But, so to close the show out here, we drew knitting and
brought it all the way back around.
Didn't talk about it at all. And then we drew out cooking shows and eventually made our way to cooking shows and then talked about cooking and children and the importance of children knowing about cooking.
And cooking children.
And cooking children. We didn't get to cooking children.
That's an involved process.
We could, I mean, that's a whole nother topic. We can talk about ways to cook children later.
Spice rubs.
You know, we could have some trolls or something on as special guests to really give us some good, or maybe Kang and Kodos.
Okay.
I mean, they're good at cooking humans from what I understand. So,
human.
So anyway, that's the end of the show for today. So we'll catch up with you later and draw another fascinating topic from the bowl. Bye.
It was fun.